School district boundaries drive many decisions, from the most personal moment when families decide where to live and where their children will learn, to straightforward financial decisions when developers decide where to build new housing. In a region without population growth, we should consider adjusting school district boundaries to encourage development within legacy neighborhoods. In Syracuse, the boundaries for city government line up with school district boundaries. As a result, one might assume that boundaries for local government services would typically overlap. However, town lines and school district lines outside the city have little to do with each other. Many towns are served by multiple school districts. For example, the town of Onondaga includes parts of 7 school districts: West Genesee, West Hill, Onondaga Central, Janesville, DeWitt, Marcellus, Lafayette, and Tully. The city of Syracuse also has a few unicorn properties that exist on borders where people are residents of the city but have access to a suburban school district. As a city school graduate, I understand that city schools offer a quality education to students who seek it. And I know there are many city school success stories that often remain untold. Many people opt out of city schools every year. Often they opt out of city living in the process. The popular preference for certain schools over others drives divestment in the city and sprawl in the suburbs. Some passionate believers in Syracuse will shrug their shoulders at this with a dismissive "better off without them." I have at times felt the same way. But all this reaction ensures is that Syracuse has a never-ending supply of dilapidated and tax-delinquent properties to deposit into the land bank. A comprehensive regional education solution seems politically unlikely, part of the reason why schools are not included in the consensus government consolidation discussions. However, we spend more money on education than we do on all other local services combined. We need to have new discussions with new ideas related to schools. Here's one. Syracuse should identify sections of the city to procure educational services from neighboring districts. This would increase property values and reduce the prevalence of tax delinquency as demand to live in those neighborhoods increases. Real estate developers understand this mentality. Secure the best educational services available to increase the value of your properties. Moving boundaries to accommodate development is part of the reason suburban school district boundaries are so jagged. Look at the border for West Hill schools. Let's recognize the forces that currently push us to spread out and make changes that use these same forces to get people to reinvest in our existing footprint. As an example, the city of Syracuse should procure educational services from the West Hill School District for the Elmwood neighborhood, specifically the section of land that sits between Elmwood Park and St. Agnes Cemetery. Looking at a map makes even clearer that there is no reason why it couldn't be this way. The stretch of land in blue has roughly 300 houses. The area is on a pretty steep hill. The houses near the top of the hill are generally in decent shape, but those at the bottom are experiencing what I consider to be extreme divestment. Sometimes you can literally watch a house collapse on itself. Make expanding worth the while of the West Hill School District. Give them the school tax revenue from that land and pass through the Syracuse City School District per pupil state aid, which is more than West Hill receives per student. With access to a more desired school district, every land bank property in the zone would instantly be bought, renovated, and likely sold again, with no need for additional taxpayer money. Such a change would breathe new life into the entire neighborhood. New residents would bring new resources to Elmwood Park. More people and money would flow through the business district near the cross-section of South Avenue, Glenwood Avenue, Valley Drive, and West Brighton, increasing its vibrancy. In short, it would be transformational. Strategically modifying school district boundaries is one way the government can create opportunities for private capital to positively transform neighborhoods.